artifact, excuse me, artifact. I don't know how I got stuck with this, but every year the August Maine Windjammer Association, we bestow upon someone who is a shaker and a mover of sorts, in our world at least, a Lifetime Appreciation Award. And this Lifetime Appreciation Award this year goes to a gentleman who has been a mentor to all of us. You know, Jim, you were talking about, you know, the generations, and you probably remember when this gentleman was just a young whippersnapper. He decided he was, you know, in love with these boats. He finds some wreck of a hull down in Lubec, Maine, hauls it back in '73. A couple of years later, the Louis R. French is doing windjammer cruises. '73, I think, is also the year that you and Doug and Linda put together the North End Shipyard.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so the North End Shipyard, I mean, literally, you want to, you know, it's a dirt spot on the map in the north end of Rockland, and if you could see the difference between then and now, it should be a UNESCO World Heritage Site, because it is. No, I'm not kidding. It really should be, because this shipyard and the people who own it, and again to this gentleman who has been a mentor to me and to all of us in the association, it is a repository of knowledge. What it takes to keep these wooden vessels afloat, alive, sailing, it's generations upon generations upon generations of knowledge, and it's not the kind of thing you find anywhere else. And I guess that's why windjammers are here in Maine, because that knowledge still lives on. I got to know the North End catastrophically when there was a fire there, and you want to talk about rising from the ashes, and three people who, okay, we got to do this again. And you know, reservations back in those days, I don't know if you ever know, there was a time before computers, and all the reservations were on these little note cards, but back from the ashes it came. And that was the first time I think I met John and Doug and Linda. A couple of years later, John was very, very hard up for a crew member, a mate, and somehow my name got floated across the quarterdeck, and I wound up sailing with John on the last trip of a season. I had no idea the pointy end from the blunt end. I'd been sailing on yachts, and John, with great patience, just kind of nursed me through that Columbus Day weekend. I got to know John a lot better a few years later, when myself and Captain Foss and John went down to Texas for many, many years. I think I was only down there for 8, but I think you were there for at least 10 years. Sailing on the bark Alyssa. They call us the pros from Dover, because it's hard to find people who know how to handle traditionally rigged vessels. And it was, yeah, they hauled us down there, and I got a chance to, I kind of shared a room with John. I was allowed to come in and use the bathroom once a week when I wasn't aboard. John is a maritime historian, and if you've ever sailed with John, you know that he imparts that knowledge on every single cruise. To stand next to John at the wheel is to get an education in all things nautical. He is his encyclopedic knowledge of schooners, of the coast of Maine, of the coast of New England, is yeah, it is a wonder to just sit there and listen to John. And if you've ever had the privilege of sailing with John, you know, sitting down in the main cabin and listening to John read out of a seafaring novel at night puts you right in the right place at the right time on the right boat. So I got a chance to do that, and that was a pretty special thing. Finally, I just want to say that, you know, with the coolest temperament, at least in public, with the coolest temperament, John exhibited a sense of leadership and a sense of dignity and a sense of calm to all the turbulence that has happened throughout the fleet. You know, having a Maine Windjammer Association, a consortium of like and not so like-minded owners who are come together to advertise and do PR. I mean, you'd be shocked to know that sometimes we have disagreements, but I could always count on John to just be that calm presence to bring us all right back into the center. So this year's Maine Windjammer Association Lifetime Appreciation Award goes to Captain John Foss.
All right, John.
All right, folks, thank you again. You folks are